EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. A couple of 2-1 teams set to square off, and we're underway here in NFL Week 4. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Come on, set. 60 or.
Cut. Do.
Pilot, 64, win. Ready.
On first down, Rhodes. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
I'm coming after you.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 13 yards, good for a Giant first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, there'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Off the draw, here's Johnson. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Hey, zoom.
Coming to you.
On 3rd down, Rhodes. He's got Lockett. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 35. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
To throw on 2nd down, Rhodes. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You ready?
57's the mark. 57's the mark.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. David Johnson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Parkey adds the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Set. 180.
You're not ready. You're not ready.
Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Balaj. And he is going to be stock cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 12. At the 20.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Hey, watch it. Hey, alert 3.
Now Balaj. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Set. 180.
Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Hey, alert, 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 alert.
Defense all day. All day. Check. 53 is Mike. Check. 50.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
This is fielded at the 7. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10.
Ready, ready.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Rhodes. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6. At the 27-yard line.
Ready. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Here's Johnson. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Hey, echo.
One set. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. I got you.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rhodes, and able to find Green. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He'll get 15 and a Giants 1st down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and this is what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
Topper. Ready.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Man, it's caught inside the 10. It's It's a big-time play there for the G-Men. 49 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They come out here in the eye.
Watch 54. Watch 54. Get your swerve on.
On 3rd and short, this is Janovich trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. Now Cody Parkey out to try the field goal. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. The kick by Parkey is good, and the lead moves to 10-zip. To chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 to score after 1 on EA Sports. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Check 9. Hey, alert 33.
Mayfield down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack to Joey Bosa.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. 3rd and long for Mayfield. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
General West. Snap.
Throwing on first down. Rhodes going up top. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Protein spill.
They give to Johnson going right. And he's got this pretty close to a first down at the Cowboys' 43-yard line. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
The Giants on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Looking to throw. Rhodes. And that will be incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've had it twice. They punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Let's get that ball, dude. Let's get that ball right here.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Got a man open. It's Ross. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
The 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3.
Point it right, point it right, point it right. King. Hey, Haywood.
Check 55 to Mike. Come on, the ball. Hey, check Mike.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Let's go.
On first down, Rhodes. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, Something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open. That makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Now Johnson. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It goes as a loss of 6. And now third down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
57's the mic. 57's the mic.
To throw on third down. Rhodes completes it to Samuel. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down.
19 yards. That's good for the Giants. First down. First and 10 at the 46.
70, Indy. 61, matchbox, lights.
Check, check. Lucky.
Ready?
On first and 10, Rhodes. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
A 2-yard loss brings up third down and 12.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the Giants send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
After the incompletion, here's second and 10 from the 20. They'll run here with Balaj. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Big serious right here. You got to step it up. Mike, 53. 53. Mike. 53's the Mike. 53. Check 53. Defense.
On 3rd and 1, here's Mayfield. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Mayfield into a double team, and it's intercepted. picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with.
Watch out, watch out.
Leo!
Throwing on first down. Rhodes. And that is incomplete. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide-open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Give the sack to Jerome Baker.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Open man is Samuel, complete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Regular.
Mike.
Hey, I 7.
Mike.
Now Mayfield. This one caught by his tight end, Oliver. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 26 and a first down. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
Mayfield. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Here we go.
To throw, Mayfield. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. Got to have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Switch it. Run.
Hey, alert!
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And he's got his tight end, Oliver. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They come out here in the eye. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's a run with Balaj, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Kalen Balaj, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
The Giants take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Check 99. Check 99.
6-6, pull it high.
Coming this way.
From the gun, Rhodes. And yes, complete to the tight end, McDonald. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
At the 50-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now it's him carry for Johnson. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Rhodes. This complete to Lockett. 10 yards, good for a Giant 1st down.
A gain of 10 yards. That's another Giants 1st down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. The 1st down carry here for Johnson. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5. It's caught, Lockett, and down inside the 15 he goes. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 14.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Come on, let's go.
On 1st down, Johnson. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
54 Mike.
Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball.
Bang, 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 bang.
On 3rd and 2, Rhodes. Flush to his right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. The sack by Harold Landry, the former Boston College Eagle. And Parkey's kick is good. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. It's the Cowboys in possession of the football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Stop your whining.
Alert, 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 alert.
Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55.
Regular.
Milage. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Milage. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Hey, let's get this, get this.
They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. That ball complete to Isabella. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you?
53 for Mike. 53. Check.
Third and short yardage. Mayfield. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 19. And a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
From the red zone now, Mayfield. This one into the hands of the running back, Balaj. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike. Hey, keep it up.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot.
Looking to throw again on second down. Mayfield. This is caught. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
Good, 180.
53, Mike. Go, tackle, let's go. We got this. We got this.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Kalen Balaj, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. As they have now chopped this lead down to 3. Lambo on for the extra point. And it's good. It cuts it to 2. 16-14 our score.
Makes the score Giants 16, Cowboys 14.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Giants take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Mike 57. Hey, let's get in them holes.
Looking to throw on second down. Rhodes. And that one got tipped. Got to throw everything off. It brings up third.
Incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
80 weapons.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Give them the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait, because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
On first down, Rhodes escaping, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Harold Landry picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Come to my work. Let's go.
Looking to throw. Rhodes. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Operating from the gun. Rhodes. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. That sack by Tremaine Edmonds.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
At their own 37-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here, and I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
First down, Mayfield. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter.
That's it, baby.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Open man is Ross, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas first down.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They run it with Balaj. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
At the 36-yard line.
Yeah. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll stay on the ground. Balazs again. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Check 53. Run. Hey, alert. Hey, Alpha.
53, Mike. Check. 53 to Mike. 53, check 53.
Okay.
Mayfield, now a desperation throw deep downfield, and that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This for the lead in the final stages. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Hey, Delta.
Mike 54.
Hey, watch out. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. 22 jet bomber. Hey, wahoo.
Here I come again. Alert 3.
Ready?
Back to throw. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really, start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
He's back to throw. And that'll be incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. First down for the Giants as they pick up 12.
Come on, set. 30 base.
Back to throw. Finding Green complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in the bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Keep it up, guys.
He'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Dallas, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Washington Redskins. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.